Oh, hello. And here I've been going on for 15 minutes thinking my microphone was on. Sorry about that, Angel. So looks like I'm gonna try the first 15 minutes off this thing anyway. Okay, guys, from the top, let's talk about E3. Or at least the bits we've seen so far. EA with an absolute wherein you go in expecting nothing and are still woefully disappointed. Why? NBA Live 19. Let's just start there. The big announcement was that Madden was returning to PC. Why do I care? We had a couple of bright spots and something that makes me incredibly leery. We had Unwoven 2, which looks really good. I like it. I like the thought of it. I mean, Unwoven was good for what it was, but Unwoven 2 actually looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's out now. They released it during the show, and I couldn't even find it on Origin for like 3 hours after that. It was freaking scary. Um, and then we have Sea of Solitude with the little monster girl trying to become human again. They need to make more games like this. They need to go back and just make more games like this. They really do. Hello, Richard. As I said originally, welcome to the stream. Nobody heard me because the microphone was off. Because I was actually right before this recording on Microsoft's panel so that I could go through it blow by blow and edit together an actual video with my kind of thoughts and feelings about how they think they did, or how I think they did. Now, I will give them a couple things. Number one, they managed to scoop everybody on us about Tales of Vesperia getting a remake. Okay, we're good with that. We'll take it. My Tales of Vesperia PS2 disc will no longer live in terror that I might actually get it out of that I might get it out and get it moving. You see, this audio thing that you guys were experiencing, that's why sometimes it's nice to have people on panel, because they're usually listening to audio that I'm not. All right. Um, Anybody that really wants to know what I thought of the of both EA and Microsoft shows can just go look at my Twitter feed. But we're going to cover a little bit now. 3 Gears of War games. Okay, if you absolutely have to. I was expecting Gears 5 and then maybe something else. No. Kingdom Hearts now with Elsa. Okay. More DLC for Sea of Thieves. Not my idea of fun. Forza Horizon, Battlefield 5, Metro Exodus. This was looking like it was going to be really good. More stuff for Near. Let's see. Uh, Fallout 76 and Todd Howard made an appearance. And Todd gave us a couple of small pieces of information. One, it'll be 4 times the size of the original, and we will be vault dwellers. Those of us who were buying into that whole scavenger thing. It's also going to be the mountains of West Virginia, not like a bunch of silly people I saw were going after a thing as, oh, this is about John Denver because it's a John Denver song. No, they were not going for that level of symbolism, folks. It's the far eastern mountains of West Virginia, and apparently they didn't get as much nuclear fire on that side of the mountain as they did in the Capitol Wasteland. As any Fallout fan will know, the Capitol Wasteland got pretty well flattened. The Washington Monument is still in pieces. Well, that is when Galaxy News Radio isn't trying to use it for an antenna mast. Okay. You know what, Richard? I agree. No point in putting out Kingdom Hearts 3 on Xbox One without the others. The thing is, I see loads and loads and loads of Disney and almost no Squeenix. I mean, you're seeing. I mean, what was that? I mean, you're supposed to be seeing bits and pieces from both Disney and Square Enix, but it's almost completely Disney.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
despise username.
Maker support could have been something great, but they screwed the pooch. So here's the month donation, Nude Eater.
It's Nut Eater, you silly Texas speech thing. All right. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. It will go to a good cause. Much, much, much appreciated there, too many accounts. So yeah, maker support is maker support at this point. They're being held hostage by Stripe, it would seem. Let's see. How'd they start that out with? Oh right, Halo Infinite on of all things a brand new engine. Outstanding. Okay, because frankly, it's been needing a new engine almost as long as the Elder Scrolls has. The Elder Scrolls and Fallout been needing a new engine forever. I mean, think about it. When we got Fallout 3, the engine, the Gamebryo / creation engine they were using was already pretty dated. Now, as for Bethesda, I expect half of it, a good or at least a good 20 or 30 minutes, to be dedicated to Fallout 76 because they want the hype train in high gear for that when the pre-sales go on the 15th. Yes, that's right, folks. You heard it here. Pre-sales open up for Fallout 76 on the 15th of June, which means that as per their usual antics, we see we see an announcement, and before the end of the year, it'll be out. Most likely, the 23rd ish of October. It's either going to be It's going to be either the third week of October or the first or second week of November potentially. Hello, the Kite. Welcome aboard. Yes, I did change the time, and there was a reason to do so. And that's that the Microsoft show ended about 10 minutes before 10 minutes before I started this stream, and about 25 minutes before I remembered that my microphone was off. How you doing, Kitty? If you want to drop in, the link's out. So Draki seems to have wandered off. Oh, you mean Games Roundup 319 being only about 3 weeks late? Because it is. It's about 3 weeks late. I should have done this one a while ago. I just, as you can maybe hear, my voice isn't quite what it should be already. And it was considerably worse earlier. So, unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at this point. My voice isn't 100%, but we can manage to get about 85. So I'm gonna have to call that good because I can't let things go during E3 week. I was hoping to be all better before this, but
You're using Hangouts?
yeah, why would I not? Not this, at least this time. It's a whole lot easier to get a bunch of people to get anybody that wants to drop in into Hangouts than it is Discord, isn't it?
Your voice is better, richer too, right?
I thank you. I appreciate that. I don't necessarily know what
I
I'm.
unsubscribed from this channel. I don't want to. Yeah, it's a horrible channel. I don't recommend to anybody. People don't vote massively. Oh, they already did.
Well, despite the fact that I got 50 Splinters attention earlier today, I actually she even responded to me when I put a comment on her video about um she's saying that people were out there running riot. Like what? Okay, you want to try using a verb? If you're trying to try and use run as an adjective, how about you put a verb in there somewhere so that we know exactly what you're on about?
Yeah, it's grammar. Grammar is a problem.
Well, I figure she's got so much more education than I do, even though it's in social justice, that she's being employed by academia. You figure she can at least form a proper sentence.
Seriously, I was looking at some memes today. The amount of the your instead of you are, who apostrophe s instead of whose, and so on and so forth. I couldn't use any meme. I saved them to remake them.
So we did get a couple. We did, like I said, we got a couple of tiny bright spots out of out of out of EA, and of course they sandwiched in between the two bright spots a a speaking of Star Wars game set between episodes 3 and 4 during the dark times.
Mhm.
Um,
Maybe.
and
Speaking of Star Wars, may I, for the Star Trek fans, Star Trek Online is free on Fanatical for 24 hours.
oh,
Something else is free there. I don't know. Take a look there. Go there and take a look. I'm not paid to promote Fanatical,
yeah. Anyway, I haven't
but
been to
if you are
Fanatical
a
in
Star
forever.
Trek fan,
I haven't been to
yeah.
Fanatical in forever, and frankly, it actually just kind of slipped off my radar a while back. uh,
They have some interesting bundles. It's kind of amazing. They
okay,
sometimes have interesting
let's get
bundles.
back to this Star Wars thingy. Um,
Yeah.
it looks kind of like the game that Visceral was working on before EA fucked Visceral in the ass.
Mm.
Only thing is, I'm not expecting it to be anything like what we would have gotten out of Visceral had it not been saddled with Electronic Arts.
It will be the social justice version of Star Wars as expected.
Well, yeah, and
Uh,
when you get the folks when you get folks from over there uh, saying that diversity isn't just an idea; it's the standard. I'm gonna have to not be happy about that. It's not that I hate diversity. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I think that you know a a player character in a video game that happens to be a woman is a bad thing either. I've got a lot of those. I have a lot of female led video games. I mean, remember me, any of the Tomb Raiders, all the way up to, well, not this most recent one. It comes out about it comes out about 2 weeks after my birthday. But
any any game I can choose my character, I choose a woman.
mm,
Not because I'm a woman, because it's more fun. I don't know.
and there are
Never
loads and
met
loads and
with
loads and
right?
loads and loads of really fun games that
Yeah.
are female led, and it's okay. They just the characters going in just happen to be female. That's okay. But when you're making a point out of the character being female, that
Mm,
becomes a problem. That becomes an instant
yeah.
problem. Okay.
Yes.
Oh look,
Yes.
we have the oh looky here, looky here. We got this girl in charge here. Oh, did we forget to tell you that that she's a transgender lesbian? What the
Yeah.
hell? Cough! Now is a good time. Just go
Not a
away.
video game, TV show. The recent Star Trek. the lead is a black female, and she's so mad. Not
Well,
because she's black, not
and then
because
we had the
she's
and then we
female,
had
but
the
because
abject
her role is horrible.
and then we had the abject failure of a movie called Solo, a Star Wars story. No
Yeah,
Solo,
yeah.
and then on top of all of the rest of it, because we're all sick of the social justice, we really are. Or at least most of all the fans that I've run into are just sick of. They got pissed off at Admiral Holdo, and they're not coming back. They're just not. They could take Jyn Erso. They could take Ray. Admiral Holdo was the line, and the line was just this side of Admiral Holdo. Period. And no, that was the end of that conversation. Okay, they got the kid. They put the kid out there as Solo, and people went meh, don't care. All right.
There's one thing about storytelling that we learn at college when you go to study language and English language or whatever language, and you have the class on story writing. The first thing is the defining your character. When you define your character, you are a writer. You can confirm or not. When you write a character, all the exterior appearance of the character, it's supporting the personality of the character. You don't build the character based solely on the character's appearance. Otherwise, you don't have a character.
Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the video game, shall we? Because I was talking E3.
Okay.
I've been watching. We were just watching Microsoft. I was just watching Microsoft a little while
Yeah.
ago. Um, yep, Unravel 2 showed up, went on sale or went on last night. Let's see, what else did we get? We're getting Battletoads. I about hopped out of I about jumped the fuck out of my chair and into the ceiling. Battletoads. I had that game for Genesis. I still have my sneaky copy of the game. I even get it out, play it every once in a while because no reason whatsoever. But we're getting Battletoads back. Kick ass. I'm completely okay with that. Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and others in a straight out brawler by Bandai Namco. Huzzah. My number, you may have determined that you may be able to determine my number of fucks given by that statement alone. All right, what do we got? Another Dying Light, another Cuphead game. The Dark Souls fans everywhere will have a whole pile of fun with that. Devil May Cry. I want to see how it is that it's going to be, or how Capcom is going to explode it this time, because you know they will. They're going to. It's gonna happen.
What did you say about Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk 2077. They put it up at the very end, and I've always been a fan of that of the cyberpunk sort of genre.
Mhm.
Um, Ever since it was actually effectively birthed with Neuromancer by one William Gibson.
Mhm.
And I'm boring the viewers. Why am I? How am I boring the viewers? Okay, so I expect to see a fair amount of what there was in the Microsoft show again for Sony's show in a couple of days. I'm I'm not as thrilled about the Ubisoft show because I am not I am not full of Ubisoft. I'm not a big fan. I am waiting for the Bethesda show though. So
Yes, that's what I want to know. Bethesda. Apparently, it's really a co-op. There were three buildings painted with the
nope, that
or
doesn't mean it. That means absolutely nothing. And what those were, they weren't painted. They're actually
yeah,
the mural is actually on great big sheets down the front of the
yeah.
building.
I don't know. Yeah,
Um,
I don't know.
Whether or not there will be co-op, we will find out in approximately 3 hours because that's when the show starts. I will be recording that show as well. and then and then I'm going to do what I'm going to do. The same thing I'm going to do to the Microsoft show and put together a kind of a highlight reel for the things that I think might actually be of some value. I want to see people in Forza Horizon 4 trying to drive in the snow because I'm pretty sure that none of them know how. Okay, moving
You
back.
said you have 8 games.
I actually have a fairly large number of games. All of it's I've got a whole bunch of pre-recorded footage for you guys. So how about we do this? How about I break that out? And we're gonna go with that. And that is one that I did just a little bit ago. That's but I want that one, but not these two. Those two videos can go that way. What? Give it a minute. The computer's being squirrely. As it's actually trying to crash. It's trying to crash the thing. I don't want that. I actually want to show that one. I want to delete these two because that was shit that went stupid. No, we don't need an MMO Fallout. We're not going to get one, most likely. I would be
I hope so.
honestly. I would be very.
I have started the hashtag just in case.
I would be incredibly shocked if we did. That's kind of where I'm at here. All right, so let's find one of the shorter ones here. Actually, yeah, no, we'll just take them in some sort of order. I'm sure there is one. That's not what I want. I want. Damn it! Okay, folks, I screwed it up. That's all right. I got it. I got this. All right. Just grab this right here. No, I do not need that yet. Thank you. I know you're trying to I know you're trying to help VLC Media Player by informing me that we have updated stuff, but that's not going to help it. That's really not going to work. Okay, I need this one first. And we just add this source right here. Right there. There we go. I'm going to drop this right down about there. That'll work for right now. All right. Everybody say hello to VLC Media Player. I'm going to use and abuse this to go over all of the stuff that I made for you guys on Friday night, thinking I was going to be running it right away. Okay. So this first one here, this first piece we have here is actually kind of a longer one. This is Sorcery Saga: Curse of the Great Curry God, and I'll just drop a link right in this chatty looking box right here. Here you go. No. Oh, yeah, wrong. Wow. So right there. Now, this video, I'm going to skip around a little bit in this video because there is quite a bit of setup. And there is no audio. I cut all the audio out. Now, this one here was produced by our friends over at Idea Factory, and the apparently still scared of me Ghostlight or something. Okay. Yep, we got here is our protagonist. She is Pupuru, and yeah, she was caught sleeping. Now, she has to go up into this she's going to have to go up in this magic tower and ask for teacher. And this is this next bit here is really, it's actually the tutorial dungeon. It really is. It's a tutorial dungeon. You'll get to see a few of these things. But if anybody remembers the Amulet of Yendor, Rogue, and other similar creatures, this game plays like those. only without without the dungeons being randomized. Uh, if you move a step, they will move a step. Everything else moves a step. There we go. So here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Bethesda, make a new Elder Scrolls game.
I don't know about an Elder Scrolls game, but I'm pretty sure we might get another game in the Elder Scrolls series. Oh wait, that's right. That was the text to speech.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Not that I don't want a new Fallout.
Hey, you know
But
what? Usually they drop us a fall. They usually drop us an Elder Scrolls game, a Fallout game, an Elder Scrolls game, a Fallout game.
yeah, they shuffled them, and now
Well, not necessarily.
yeah,
This is going to be more of a spin-off. I don't know if this is going to be a spin-off because it's not actually a quote numbered game for the purposes of
yeah, it's a
mainline.
prequel. Yeah, I don't understand all of this, but I'm tired of Skyrim.
Yeah, exploring 101
Exploring 101
as
is a
opposed to
tutorial
exploring
or
Vault
what?
101, which didn't go well like ever.
Yeah, no.
Exploring Vault 101 was a pain. All right, so here is our shield. Sugar. Um, we get a buckler and a knife, and
Oh,
now we're actually going to have combat.
she's really cute. I
She
give it
is cute.
to
I
them.
agree. She's totally cute. But no, the folks at Ghostlight, I spotted this one and went, yeah, maybe not, maybe not. And I finally said, screw it, let's try it. What's the worst Ghostlight could say? No. Well, Ghostlight said, sure, here, go ahead. Knock yourself out. There you get a little treasure chest. You give them a whack and it works there. Pickled onions actually improve your max hit points. But there's a lot you can do with this. It's a little dungeon diver, a little hey Skid Row trash. No, Battletoads will find at some time in 2019. GameStop will once again have copies of Battletoads. um, actually, it's not a lot different, believe it or not. Reciteer, that unfortunately, our young lady here isn't really working in that direction. Um, and this goes from a fairly straightforward little dungeon dive test to see if you're worthy of being called the Archmage into holy crap, this is going to get demonic in a hurry. Because after this tutorial dungeon, everything gets really weird. Yo, hey, chill. Yeah, notice the maybe there. All the Noblin, more eternal shrooms. Got my coffee again. Yay. If someone would bring me the rest of the decor for the coffee, that would be good.
If you want
Seriously.
coffee, we have this kind of coffee here.
Oh yeah. Nope, I couldn't get my couldn't get that coffee works too. All right, so you may or may not have noticed I had to whack that one, the great big chest, several times. Yeah.
Is the movement like a roguelike? You move, they move, Skid Row trashes that
Yep,
scene.
exactly right. We move, they move, we move, they move. And you can actually sit and wait, and they'll move a lot if you want them to. So, putty bits are apparently impressive. I was never quite got why. But there's actually kind of a limit to where. See, like that.
What is the name of this fur ball?
I those are. I'm not sure what they were. I would have. You know what? We'll find out. What's called a puni. Puniman. Those are called punimans.
Anima.
Yeah,
They remind me of a triple.
well, these have teeth. They actually do damage.
Yeah. What's the difference between it being highlighted in red and in yellow?
Being highlighted red, that's the area where you can actually attack. That's your direction of movement / attack. Um, I'm assuming the yellow parts are. I'm not sure about what the words are. There's that treasure chest there. Um, and the little ward that says you can come out. You can get out now. All right. Boop, 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 and we get a book. Fire book. The story is absolutely silly. It's as out there as you would expect of anything from Idea Factory and Compile Art. Um, the gameplay, on the other hand, is actually this is what you see is what you're seeing right now is what you're going to get from this. It's simple enough for my 8-year-old to pick up, and in terms of the gameplay and not the jokes, or at least some of the jokes. She was supposed to be picking up an orb here, a magic orb. That's not going to happen because of the little critter we're going to see here. Here is this game's mascot critter. She in a frightening amount of originality decided to call it Goo. All right.
People should pay attention with the things that they type, like, what they may mean in other languages.
You know, she's not very. All of this is she's not very good at reading expressions. It's not happy with her. Okay. And now, once we get back to the bottom, she comes to this conclusion. Now, can I have that magic orb, please? No. She also got a curry recipe book from this thing. And that book is actually where it all begins.
Oh.
It gets
How they make the creature uneat the book.
inedible. That would be a good question. I would love to. Honestly, by the time the key teacher gets done with it, it has actually tried to eat her, which was not cool. All right. Now let's go on. Let's go on for our next abomination, since we have a minute. No, actually, believe it or not, this is a game I had a lot of fun with this game while I was playing it. Didn't get a lot of I didn't get a lot of time into it. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have gotten more, but it's a thing. Let's see. Let's grab the next one. I like that one. All right. Okay, everybody, say hello to OmniCube. This here is a puzzle game. It's a slidey box puzzle game. Okay, I have about 7 minutes worth of footage on. Damn it, mouse. Quit that.
Your name is Todd?
No, it's the default name.
Jesus.
It wouldn't take Croc Squirrel too long. So it wound up being Squirrel. This thing is an omnipotent, omniscient freaking cube called an OmniCube. Well, guess what?
Around the omniverse. Oh.
He unscrambled his block so he remembers how to get home. Well, okay. Aren't you,
Isn't he omniscient?
omniscient, omnipotent, everything? Yep. Tricon made the game. And we can now
he
play.
needs your help to find his way back home. Okay.
Here's me adjusting. Here I am adjusting all of the things so that I can actually watch, so that I can actually stand to listen to it. Not much for resolutions, but that's okay. Total stars. Back to the menu. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I screwed up again. All right. So here's our first puzzle. That pink square must go on the pink target. Okay. And actually, just because I was annoyed with it, I wound up redoing this one like 3 times. Various bits of, yeah, it's just drag and drop like that. Come on. What are you? What the hell was I thinking?
No.
Hey, how am I supposed to do this?
Thinking?
I was thinking. I think I was thinking. I'm pretty sure I was. No, I was actually trying to work out exactly what I was trying to. I was mucking around with it to see how it would work. But you're rated like every good Angry Birds game. You're rated from 1 to 3 stars. There are 60 levels in total, and you can get a total of 180 stars.
Oh.
You can talk to the OmniCube. In fact, there's a level select and a retry. I stopped to think about it for a minute. There's the main menu and some settings. And we're going to retry the level because I can do better than that. I got better. Two stars this time.
2 stars. Okay.
Which means I actually ran. Which means I ran a little, just at least one too many. Seven. And I still got 2 stars. Well, how about them apples? I did it again. Can I get 3? Can I get 3? Can I make this work just that little bit better?
I want 3 stars. I want 3 stars.
Was exactly what I was thinking too.
I know, right?
Give me the stars. There's my 3 stars. I finished it.
Oh.
I actually stopped and looked at it.
Now you are a cool kid.
Yes. I know I can do that without being silly. How am I going to do this? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? All right. And from here, I'm just going to kind of think about it for a minute.
Now I think You were not thinking.
Oh no. I am decidedly thinking.
Yes.
Because I got 3 stars again.
Oh, okay.
This game here probably is. This game is not going to be for everybody, honestly. Um, this game really isn't going to be for everybody. If you like
They
if
should
you
make
like,
a mobile port of it.
I don't know that there isn't one, but then I haven't checked to see if there is. Um, it would certainly lend itself to more mobile portness, but it's.
Yeah.
You would think that you could operate this one from a controller. No, there is no controller support for this game at all. You need a
This
mouse
game,
or
in my opinion, would make a good mobile port.
well, if it doesn't have it, I'm pretty sure this didn't come out. I'm pretty sure this one was originally PC because it was not offered to me in iOS. It wasn't offered to me in iOS or Android, and therefore I have concluded that there was no such other thing. Um, because the folks I got that from over at NoviPR, if they have an iOS or an Android version, they will offer it. They have no shame. Well, that's probably not true either. All right. How about some? Let's find some weird here. Pretty sure I've got some weird. Oh, here we go.
I like PC games. I prefer PC games.
Academia School
With
Simulator. Here we go.
But I am not racist against mobile ports.
All right. So, Academia School Simulator. We're just gonna
Okay.
poke around. I decided I was gonna poke around in here a little bit. And I've done this several times over the last about 9 months that I've actually had my hands on a copy of this game. And the nature of the beast um, is that we must now build a school and operate it, not unlike prison. The hell was it?
Town?
No, it winds up being Squirrel Cliffs.
Now we have. You know what aleacta est means in Latin?
Nope, but I know what Deus Rodentia means. Ha!
Ah!
Oh, dragon.
Means something like the dice have been cast, that you can't change your luck. The dice have been cast.
The dice have been cast. The die has been cast.
Yes, it was actually Julius Caesar wrote.
Well, honestly, if you like things like what the hell was the name of that prison simulator?
But it's written with J, not with I.
I forget what there was a prison simulator game that came out, and I remember the name of it not just last night because I was working with. That's what I was working on this one. But I cannot remember it now, and that kind of bothers me a little bit. So here we go. They give you the basic gameplay. The thing they don't tell you initially is that you have a to-do list.
Oh.
Okay. You see that blinky light up at the top? That didn't used to blink. So I wasted a bunch of time. The first time I played this game, I wasted a bunch of time and a bunch of money trying to build a little schoolhouse without noticing that object, without noticing that.
So it gives you the first task and the other task. Okay, I'm having a Minuteman deja vu.
Well, they also give you the ability to ask for grants and do other things. Um, you can ask for grants as you go.
If you think that I'm a whiz in Latin, no, it's because I used to read Asterix books.
that you that in your
That's how I know about Aleata Est being
that
Julius Caesar.
well there's the other one, there's another thing there, um
Mm.
in that you are operating the idiom that you guys the idiom for Brazil, the official language is Portuguese, which is a romance
Yes,
language. Who knows?
yes, but the sentence in Portuguese is completely different.
Well, obviously.
But I know the meaning thanks to reading Asterix comics.
Now, this is going to be the principal's office eventually, and I was very tempted to put bathroom towel in there.
Oh,
Why would I do something like that? Because I'm a squirrel, and squirrels are dicks.
totally.
Ha. The other thing I was thinking about doing was putting this office not out in the middle of things, not out over there where I could build around it, but right on the street with the main gates leading into it. Because that would be fucking hilarious.
Who are all these creatures inside the office?
Those are the people doing the building. Those are my contractors.
Ah, okay.
What, you think we're going to do this without contracting? Come on. I'll pop that right down the middle. There's already chairs on. There's already chairs attached to it anyway. So yeah, if you like this kind of game, get it. It's $20 on Steam, and you could do a lot worse for your $20 if this is your kind of game. If not, then you probably want to pass. Um, not my favorite. This is not my favorite type of game, but it is competent for what it is. So that's it for this. You're looking for some more.
I like the previous one better.
You know, you can there's mission, there's grants, there's unlockable grants, there's all the stuff. Yeah, you have to build classrooms, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. See, it was originally only one grade in the game, in the game when I first got my hands on it. So that's going to be kind of a thing. All right, that's it for this one. Not a terrible game, but not much to say about it, to be honest. All right. And here we go. In honor of Bethesda, this is Rage. We are expecting an announcement for Rage 2 in just about 2.5 hours. So I decided I'd go through a little bit of. So I thought I'd go through and at least do some very basic looking at. Um, and the story behind Rage is as such. Way back in the day, like Fallout levels of way back in the day, you were put into stasis aboard an ark.
Oh,
Ark as in Noah.
a space arc?
Actually, no, they were all ground based. And they were ground based because the reason shit was going to go wrong is a huge fuck off asteroid headed directly at us.
And this thing would not be affected by the impact?
Well, apparently it was affected at least some because there's a bunch of dead people in here. There's a whole bunch of dead people. I'm going to wander around here for a minute. Well, in a minute or so. Yeah, there's no audio on this at all.
Speaking of Bethesda, apparently they built the new Fallout game on the very same fucking engine as ever with all the bugs.
We were expecting that. We were openly expecting this thing. In fact, we would have been shocked if they had not. I expect that Starfield is actually going to be the first game for the new engine. Probably not this year, but 2 years from now.
Maybe.
It might actually be out. It might come out later this year or early next year. But we're expecting to get some more information about Starfield, but we don't have anything else in terms of what kind of a game it might be. Or if it's even actually a game, it may just be the code name for the new engine. And if it is, then brilliant. That would be good. We need that new engine. It may be the first game on the new engine. They may just decide that they want to do a total update on the creation engine again, which is not going to go well.
Update on that engine is futile.
Well, they did do so. They actually did manage to do so for Fallout 4, and they did it again for Skyrim. At least they managed to do quite a bit more with it when they updated it for Skyrim 64. Uh-oh, ambush! And those guys have been ambushed. The ambushees have been, the ambushers are now the ambushees. There's some dude over there. Hey, you over here, okay? I seem to the first time I played Rage, I actually went in there and got myself killed like 40 or 50 times before I said, fuck it. I don't want to play this anymore. Followed immediately by my computer shutting down. Please note the Doom Marine bobblehead on the dash. I thought that was cute. Actually, I'll be honest with you. This time when I played it, I wasn't paying attention to any of the shit he's saying. I'm watching the Doom Marine go bobblehead. Like the whole time. But as you can see, it's just kind of fucked up right here. You may have noticed. Yes, we're expecting Rage 2, an announcement for Rage 2 in a couple of hours. And I'm thinking that's going to be fun. This game is not playing it on a proper computer. This game is not nearly as bad as I remember it being, if that helps. And this game was released the same year as Skyrim. It was released in 2011 that summer, and then Skyrim was released that November. He's got a plan. He's going to send us. He's going to be sending us in to go kill all them motherfuckers. But so yeah, we have a post-apoc, which is not caused by nukes. It was caused by a big fuck-off asteroid, and it's somehow or another even more vicious than the wastelands of the Fallout universe. You get mutants, you get a lot of different types of folks, but you don't have the same types of critters. Or the same level of mutated critters.
Why did they mutate if there wasn't any fallout? What caused them to mutate?
Well, when you drop a big fuck off asteroid on the world, then chances are you're gonna have your own set of problems just by a certain amount of atmospheric loss, shit getting scattered around, get chunks of the atmosphere getting blown off, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling, Skid Row Trash. Believe me, that's about as far as I got in before someone dangled. What the hell was it? Oh, it was the Star Ocean game under my nose. So I spent the next couple of weeks playing that. I forgot to get back to Rage. Well, you'd be amazed at how many games that people send me. I haven't asked for them, but people send me, and I never get to them because I kind of look up at them and go, well, okay, what the hell do I do with this? Let's get our next game out here. Is it that one? Okay, this one here is real short. The coverage for it. Cat Burglar: A Tale of Pursuit. It is a charity-related game. It is free to play. You are welcome to go get it. Knock yourself out. All right, have fun, eat shield. We'll catch you up later. So there's actually some fun to be had. You can do this either with a controller or a keyboard. I used a controller, and I pressed a button there that wound up resetting me on the level. I have no idea how that works, but it did. You get into a spotlight, you are immediately busted, you're done. They will start you all over again. Mind the dogs. Loud. How is this loud? There's the only thing you're hearing is my voice and kitties. How are we loud? What? Too loud. How are we too loud? I think somebody's okay.
What is too loud?
Oh, you're talking about the game. You won't.
mute the audio?
You shouldn't. No, there was no audio taken for any of these videos. There was no audio taken, and that's because I'm going to sit here and talk about it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
kitties, puppies. Oh,
yep, it's all about that. It's all about that. I do make a go at this level before I kill it. I don't actually take issue with the way they chose to do this. If that's what they want to do with their time and their money for development, that's all them. They are welcome to do whatever they like. Okay, in fact, I openly encourage this. You want to give me a game for free on the off chance that I might like give the ASPCA or other similar creatures money, then so be it. They'll probably do well. I don't have the money to give them, obviously, but not busted. Press X to try again.
Which game is this one?
This is Perfect Pursuit.
Mm.
You are the kitties trying to steal all the gems, which the dogs put out to lure you in. So because you're trying to lure you in, so they can catch you because you're trying to steal all their gems. Yeah, because why not? You steal all their gems, and they're all happy about that. Actually, presumably they'd be unhappy about that, but I can't imagine. That's
There's the key up.
Yep. So we're actually okay. That's actually, believe it or not, that's actually it. We got a little bit of time left in here, where I was trying to think of how I was going to do that, and wasn't coming up with a whole lot. So now I've done my charity deed for the day. And let's go to this one right here. Oh, right. This is Moonlighter. This game is called Moonlighter. It is actually, if anybody remembers Enter the Gungeon, it's like that, only without quite as many bullets flying around. The control surfaces are very, very, very similar. Although they were a little bit better about the tutorializing this time, and we got a whole heroes and merchants. Will of Moonlighter. His name is Will. But here's the question: will he survive the dungeon? Can no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to pursue that. I'm not going to pursue that pun anymore because the only thing I do now is fuck it up. All right, he's tired.
Provided nobody says fire at will.
Hey, except that somebody's about to start firing at will, which is kind of unfortunate. But yes, it shares a lot in common with games like Enter the Gungeon. There's that that dodge roll thing that they had going on for Enter the Gungeon. It's back. And this one here was developed by Digital Sun and an outfit called 11-Bit Studios. Here, watch me die. Look, over 9,000. No, it was exactly 9,000 points damage they took. And I have to remember exactly how I'm supposed to do this. Oh, just like that.
Do not engage.
I can't engage this anyway. Now, for some reason, my broom kind of vanished on me. I was trying to do everything in my power to get rid of these with my fists, and it didn't work. I think I was actually supposed to use the left bumper to switch. Somehow or another, I forgot to do that. I get it back eventually, but I never quite understood how this worked. And of course, that was a recording glitch from nowhere, I think.
Did you have to engage them?
Well, if they don't die, oh, I did. I hit the left. I hit the left bumper at some point because I honestly thought for the longest time my shit had broken. Yeah, I had to kill all of them to get that door on the right hand side open.
Now you have your broom back.
That didn't work. It's trying to teach me a skill. I have to kill the monster, but unfortunately, it was the case of I had to kill the monster first. When the monster died, then I got to then I got to pull then I got to do the things.
Your health is very low.
Of course it is. It's gonna get lower too, because I'm gonna annoy the shit out of myself very shortly. The problem is that I also had I could have hit the right trigger at any time and used that health potion I've got up there on the upper right hand corner. No idea why I didn't do that. Oh wait, because I wasn't actually paying attention to it, which is a sad thing, really. Hardened steel looks like a good thing to have if I want to sell shit. I'm not sure why I did that, because you hit the button twice and you pick it up.
You have a health potion that you didn't take?
It's up in the upper right hand corner. And I did not see it. I was not paying attention to it. It was on the it was actually on the right trigger. I could have used it any time. All right. Moving right along, little man. Come on, Will. Now things are going to fire at Will. And Will is going to hate this. Crunch, and all of your shit goes flying. Ha ha! Your shit flies. And that's where I decided I'd had quite enough of it for that 5 seconds. So, Moonlighter on Steam, $20. In fact, here's me being a dick and giving you a link. Oh. Really? Alright. Let's see what else we got. What else we got for the nice folks? Oh, there it is. All right, we can do that one too. We can do that one next. This is Kill Count. It is an RPG Maker game, which means I had to do all kinds of weird shit to make that to get that actually working. It is not out yet. It comes out on the 15th, so I couldn't tell you how much they want for it. And this was a pain in the ass because it took me a little while to figure out how to get out of it. No controller support. It's done in RPG Maker VX Ace. So no controller support, unlike say RPG Maker MV, which does actually have that. Galactic War has ended in the complete annihilation of both sides. Oh, just like it says right here. That's right. The Dominion were involved, Kitty.
The Dominion, okay. So much imagination.
Well, boom, boom. Oh wait, no, that's Suikoden. Okay. That's the door out. There's a treasure chest. It's my treasure chest. That's right. It's empty. Nothing in here. Kind of have a bad feeling about it, though.
Yeah.
Just for a minute. Be careful with these things. That plant, by the way, is plastic. We've been watering it, but apparently it's doing a whole thing. But yeah, we have aliens of all shapes and sizes and weirdness in here. Yeah, you talk to you spend time talking to them. You go hunt down the things that they want. Maybe this guy here is looking. Cleve here is looking for a couple of bones,
Okay.
both as food and structure. He was kind of to tell us not to kill anybody. We didn't have to. Hair is vital source of protein and helps chop warmth. Not sure what the skin is for, but hey, that's all cool. But they have to ditch the meat, the muscle out of it. Somehow they're allergic. Just a couple of nice big ones. Here we go. Don't kill anyone you don't have to. Right? Put your trash on the table.
Where are you supposed to get bones?
I don't know. I never did figure it out. I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time on this game anyway. This is a game that arrived, and my whole thought on the matter was, well, okay, it looks really weird. So I'm going to look at it just to be a weirdo. It has its own sort of attitude, its own piles of weirdness. It's a lot of it is, how we call that, imaginative. I mean, they went absolutely nuts trying to figure out exactly how they were going to do some of these things. But it's not what I would call brilliant storytelling, but they put a lot of imagination into it, even with the very simplistic, uh, even the simplistic graphics. And they don't appear to have used um, any kind of external material for any kind of external assets. Um, every week since he was born, the Infant League is a very important step towards professional boxing, where he comes from.
Okay.
His brother doesn't look particularly suited for it, but he does like his action figures. He wants to go scan a bunch of action figures, one of which is on the table right there on the right. Stellar Cops. There, he's looking for the Stellar Cops. Don't need to be in this room. Why did I go back there? I don't even know what this is. Here's your robot. He needs his own stuff. 2 clams. In the trash when they get home, yeah. So, yeah, not a whole lot to this game, or at least not that I have found yet. But, like I said, it has its own sense of humor. I'm not sure how much that makes sense to the rest of you. All right. And believe it or not, we're almost out. We are very nearly out of these things. Oh, and let's go for. I've got 2 left here. Let's see. How about the crap game? This is Psychiatrist Simulator. And holy crap,
Oh dear boy.
if you actually get very far into this game, you're going to need a freaking psychiatrist. You will need one.
I read about this game. Actually,
It's
we talked about it.
disturbing. It was actually sent here not very long ago. Now, part of this game is you actually need to be able to listen to the guy yapping because this guy does not have subtitles. Your success or failure is based on whether or not you can ask the right questions. And even then, you're asking them kind of out of nowhere. You don't even really have very much in terms of information on these people. 14 days, 14 patients. Sit there and talk to them in a blank wall, back up against a blank wall with no clothes on. My thinking was that it was at one point customary to wear clothes to your psychiatrist's office. Have you noticed anything different in this case?
He just barely listened and said that he will make an appointment.
Yep. Now, this game is 99 cents on Steam. If you're really okay with the idea of a shit game and you just want something to laugh at, then by all means, go get it. Go get them, boy. Knock yourself out. And I think this is my last. Okay, one more. Shift Quantum. This game here, I spent a lot more time on this game than I did most of the others. A good 10.5 minutes. Or at least that's the amount of footage I've got is 10.5 minutes. Yep. Still no audio for these or for this. You have been assigned to our very latest groundbreaking application, Shift Quantum. The Shift Quantum experiment will place your brain into game mode. You will be tasked with puzzles which will stimulate your brain, generating enough energy to maintain the process as long as required. Before I continue, I must remind you that by using our services, you agree to be bound by all our terms and conditions, including the lack of. See, I agree. Make me happy.
Is from the same people from Shift Happens?
Um, yeah, don't think so. Let me. This is called Fishing Cactus. These people are called Fishing Cactus, and we have seen one of their games before. It was Epistory, the Typing Chronicles.
Okay. I remember this one.
Immersive, believable storytelling. Because of course I would say something like that. I'm just like that. How do you think Axon Vertigo can help you? I don't want any help. See, here's the fun part of it. I don't think they actually intended any such thing. Really? Um, right. Come on. Now we're going to see what the game actually is. Ooh, connecting to the Matrix. Here we go. Let's have a look. What do we got? Go on, boss man. Show me what we have. Oh, we have tutorials. You press A to jump. Here's the thing. Catch them all is that's actually a bug you're seeing right there. It should have been fixed by now. It's been out since the 30th of May. All right. You'll have to forgive me for just a moment. I now have to. Here, Kitty, you talk about what? Can you talk about what you're seeing for a few minutes here?
Kind of difficult because I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Well, you can basically, really, it's a set of inversion puzzles. There's variation A and variation B for each real level, and then you really what you're going to wind up doing is having to live with some of this stuff. But as you go through the game, these puzzles get harder, almost demonically so. They do get a lot more difficult.
You're giving me too much credit with these puzzles.
They do get quite a bit more difficult as you go on. And what the hell? What did I do that for? What'd you do that for, George? Now this one here and Great Curry God are probably the best of the pile that I worked with this time around. And we'll have a whole nother pile for you later. But we're probably gonna wind up doing that. We may or may not have a live stream tomorrow, depending on just what kind of really cool shit we get at the various things. It's a very all right. Excuse me for just a moment.
Okay.
See if you can shoutcast this guy here.
Oh God. Just don't fall off the board. Bump. More bump. Now, okay, now it's on the white. Back to the black.
Flip in, flip out. Does this guy have any idea what the hell he's even doing? Oh, he found the exit finally. Idiot. All right.
You go in, you go out, you go backwards.
See, back and forward and all the fun places. There's lots of fun places. It's just a question of getting to the right place so that you're not creating issues for yourself.
So that you can reach the door, the exit, whatever.
I've got to get to the exit. Maybe find the little busted up. Maybe actually get to the little busted up bits of thing there, which is actually what I was trying to do, and actually succeeded that time. If you get there was an achievement that I got for getting one of those, where if you're supposed to not be able to do that unless you get them all. So that's a bug. And I'm pretty sure somebody will be face palming to hear it, and then thankful somebody thought to point it out. But yeah, all kinds of fun in here. Let's see, what do we got? But yeah, now I'm going to skip ahead here a couple of minutes and show you what the next set of puzzles looks like. Here we go.
Weird.
I don't deserve the pain. If you die within 10 seconds of spawning, that's an achievement. Apparently, they think you've tried to accomplish such a thing. And then they give me the opportunity almost immediately to get it. Sorry, dude.
The spiky, you are supposed not to touch them?
No, you touch the spikes, you're dead.
Oh, okay.
And the question becomes, which way do they stick out?
Ah.
Because I'm definitely not jumping over that. Straight to the exit. Honestly, after a while, the spiky thing gets kind of old. But that's not even the worst of it, because later on you're gonna run into the same damn problems. All right. What was? Oh, I know what I gotta do there. Just gotta do it. I don't remember. I don't know if I finished this one or not. I don't think I did.
What is that? What is that thing moving?
What, the flaky thing?
Yeah.
That I did finish this puzzle. That McKitty is random just it's data that shouldn't be there and somehow is.
Oh.
Quits into his main menu. Okay, I'm out of games. Or at least I'm out of pre-recorded material, which is not a terrible thing. All right. So, anybody got any questions about the games we've gone through so far? What they are, who they involve, price tags, that kind of thing. Except Psychiatry Simulator, pretty sure everybody remembers that one.
No. Let's not talk about Psychiatry Simulator. That was disturbing. And the School Simulator was also, yeah.
Well, Academia
really
School Simulator it's not a bad game for what it is. It's not
okay.
it's not a really big in-depth like monster story like Fallout 4. Much as I wish it had been. Because that would have rocked. But no, we're not that good. Not that lucky either.
From all the games, I like the first one.
Ah, yes, the Great Curry God. All right, guys. Since I've been gone for like 3 weeks, I probably owe you a some sort of a live game. So we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Let's get and we're actually gonna do. I'm actually gonna do a few of these. I have lots of things. The question, of course, is what to do.
What to do?
What to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? I've got. I get to turn that off. And let's see. Oh, nope, don't want to do that just yet. Actually, you know what? Let me do it. Let me cross a couple of wires here real quick, and we'll do something that I've been wanting a shot at for over a year.
Over a year?
Over a year. Because the people that did this game told me that I needed to buy their stupid bullshit because I wasn't worth it otherwise. Wow, it says I've only been live an hour and 14 minutes. That doesn't sound right. Because we're coming up. Whatever. We'll figure it out in a minute. Okay. I will not launch an exclusive mode because exclusive freaking. Bing.
Loud.
I know. I'm working on it. I gotta get this out. Let me grab the volume mixer real quick. And I'll drop that by half and then work with it. News. There we go. That's better. Hey there, Team 17. Let's go. I was actually not thrilled when they pulled JonTron Voices out of this freaking game because he said something that somebody else took offense to.
Cargo music volume down.
What?
Cargo music volume down.
But it doesn't get much lower than that, not without there actually being. Let's try the main adventure, see what we got. Yep, we haven't done anything on this game. I've been saving it just for you guys. Tasty butterflies to improve health and power. That seems like a silly idea. Are you trying to remake Spyro or ow? What? Whatever. Shipwreck Creek. And given what they thought of their game at the time, at the time it was released, this game better be friggin' perfect. Ivory Towers. Nope. On top of that, we have small children in evidence now. A snake and a gumball machine. Maybe it's called Capital P. Gotti. Vice President. Oh. Buzzword City! All the buzzwords!
Yooka-Laylee!
Yep, Yooka-Laylee. Do I sense Marley?
It is Marley Nama here.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you'd have turned up a while ago. So how you been?
Been watching E3 live stream, and this is the only way I'm going to do it because I'm a full-time job during the week, and I don't have time to do the whole thing like I did last year.
Yep.
So in case y'all have missed it, you can check my channel.
Yeah. Yes, Marley actually does her own YouTube stuff in the video game department. She is actually quite happy. She does that quite happily. Energy actually has some opinions different from mine, which I personally feel is a good thing.
I'm also a movie critic, and also you can support me on Patreon if you want to see more of my work.
These guys don't support me on Patreon. Come on.
I know, but at least it's something. That's why I have to take a full-time job because I don't get paid here.
Yeah, no, I don't know anybody that does. Okay,
Very
I'm sure
few.
this opens somehow.
And the vast majority of those who do get paid, it's not a livable amount.
Well, who would get paid a livable wage right here? I mean, please, this is YouTube.
Unless they're associated. Unless they have millions of subscribers, which vast majority of them do not, as you know.
Yeah, vast majority of them are like me. Batshit crazy. Oh dear. They seem to think they have a sense of humor. I'm not sure how to open these.
I think you need a key.
What?
I think you need a key.
Probably do.
I can see a keyhole right there.
I don't see one. I don't see it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
I saw it. It's laggy a bit.
Well, it is going to be laggy to some degree. Because I have to run this from here through. I have to run it from my computer screen through XSplit and then back to not only the Hangout but the internet as well.
I try OBS. It's way faster.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, this is what I got at the moment, and $200 says I probably want to consider that. Oh, look.
XSplit should work perfectly since this is the premium edition. And
No shit.
yeah.
I wouldn't bet on ever doing that, though.
I see there's no music. Is this a custom level?
It is not, actually. The music is just turned way down. Because I don't want to blow the ears out of our 3 viewers. You should be able to hear it.
I hear a little bit, but it's... What level is this? I'm not really into those kind of games.
This is actually the very first one.
This is the first level. Just started.
Honestly, dexterous salesman. I can't see where he would be dexterous.
Maybe he can open the chest?
Yeah, remember, you're the Kirk the Soul dodgy plastic. Anyway, so what did you make of the Microsoft? What did you make of Microsoft today, Marley? I know you were watching it.
I saw a lot of exclusive titles. There's actually I saw a lot of crossover titles essentially.
Most of them, yeah. There were only a small handful of actual exclusives.
And most of them are going to be obviously going to be ported to the PC. Because Microsoft also owns that market.
Though in some cases you've got people you've got developers where they started on PC and Expo just got to talk about it first because they scheduled it earlier.
Of course, I don't have an Xbone. I have PS4 and of course a PC game.
Well, I do actually have an Xbone because people started sending me freaking Xbone titles, and I'm going, what the hell do I do with this? Now I have to go buy one.
Yeah, don't send me games for a system I do not own.
I have I have a good dozen Switch games on hand, including this one.
Yeah, I'm saving up money for a Switch, basically.
Hey, welcome aboard, Team Skeptic.
Yeah, it was far better than EA's press conference where they They butchered Command and Conquer. I mean, what the hell did they do that? This is so not Command and Conquer. They're pulling another Dungeon Keeper mobile apart.
Yes, they are. They most certainly did do that, and there was, and it got even less fun when they were doing everything but actually showing us something we want to see.
It was like an investors meeting.
Yeah. Oh look, we have a.
It's one of these people that.
Oh look, we're not going to tell you what the name of this mobile game is. We're just going to tell you that it's a mobile game and that you should really like it.
Yeah, we did make enough money with Battlefront 2. We have to do it again.
Oh yeah, or you know the whole thing that they had going on with what the hell was it? Basically, what came down to is I was expecting exactly dick out of EA, and I still came away freaking disappointed. Expect nothing and still come out.
Every year it failed to impress.
Well, I don't even know why EA bothers to try anymore. I really don't. They announced a new Star Wars game. It's supposed to be happening during the dark times between episodes 3 and 4, but they can't seem to work out. They can't tell us anything about it.
Yeah, is this live stream on YouTube? It's gonna be archived.
Oh yeah, it's on. Yep, it's on. We are actually still live.
I know. I'm saying that sometimes our live streams are not archived.
Oh no, I archive my live streams. Period.
Me too, because I get such a low viewer count. I have no choice but to do so.
Yep. Actually, you don't have to. You can tell it to make it private and then delete them or whatever you want. But
yeah,
I don't recommend doing that because, you know, silliness. At the same time,
unless you make mistakes on them that you're too embarrassed to show off.
If your channel disappears and you don't have your streams archived, you are left with nothing.
Yeah. Or what you can do is record and stream at the same time for backup.
I have never not done that. I have never in my life not done that. Every video I've ever made is sitting on a hard drive right here.
Yep, and I also have Google Drive. I had to purchase 1 terabyte of storage.
No, I just bought a 6 terabyte hard drive. An external hard drive. So, what we have here is Spyro the Dragon. Absolutely.
Spyro the Dragon? What about it?
Well, honestly, this game wants to be Spyro the Dragon. It really does.
Yooka-Laylee?
Yeah. Because that's exactly what it reminds me of. It was supposed to be Banjo-Kazooie. Unfortunately, I'm actually not getting that out of it. I'm getting Spyro.
Yeah,
I'm not getting Banjo-Kazooie.
I played Banjo when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a huge fan of the N64 because mostly these kind of games, I was mostly a PC gamer.
Yeah.
When PS2 came out.
Well, you know, I've got all kinds of. It takes all kinds, honestly. Oh, Trouser as opposed to Bowser. Can we make any more jokes, please? Do we have more jokes? I'm pretty sure we got some.
Bowser was a T-Rex played by Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, well. At this point, I'm not sure it matters all that much. I'm still seeing references to a number of other games, and I'm still, with the exception of breathing, fire, and gliding, I'm seeing Spyro written all over this. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Yeah, maybe I'm just doing it wrong or something. And then, admittedly, I wasn't the Yooka-Laylee fan. My wife was the Yooka-Laylee fan.
Yeah, my
And-
fiance is really into those kind of games.
Yeah. Okay, so that gets me back over here. So I'm almost, so I've got like one or two more things to do here because there's space up there that I have not been able to. Oh no, I was actually looking at that space a minute ago. I haven't been able to get up there, up onto that ledge, and I'm pretty sure there's got to be a way up there. Anyway, so EA had what I tend to think of as exactly two bright spots for the whole thing. And that was Unwoven 2, which has already been released. It's out. And
I'm not going to purchase another EA game again because they have nothing in my interest. Not even The Sims. I mean, they drove The Sims into the ground where it's now mobile
well, Unwoven
garbage.
2 actually looks like a neat little puzzle game. That's my opinion. And I'm allowed to have one of those, I think. But
yeah,
the other one,
I have a subscription through Origin.
The other thing that got my attention was just the other side of the Star Wars game from right there, and it was Sea of Solitude.
Disney needs to take the license from EA.
Now there's got to be something in here that I can use to set this cannon off.
I'm not sure if it
I'm gonna talk to him.
very much improved by taking the licenses from EA. Well, it will be an improvement, but we don't know in which direction.
Yeah, well, if it's dragging their company products through the mud, then they have no choice to. I mean, business is business.
Yes, but who?
I'm surprised EA hasn't been sued into oblivion by the House of Mouse for the thing with Battlefront 2.
Buena Vista Productions or something.
I am actually shocked the House of Mouse has not sued them to hell and back. They should have, in my opinion.
I'm amazed and impressed that people announce a game that will not have loot boxes as if it was something of an achievement.
I know, right? What's up?
Yeah,
I'm actually doing an episode on loot boxes once E3 is over.
Yeah.
Because this is something that shouldn't be. And they are announcing excitedly that it doesn't have the. Really?
We've spent all this time rebalancing so that we can, keep it going without loot boxes.
Trying to get Congress to regulate loot boxes, especially on games geared towards kids, so they won't spend their credit cards.
It leads kids to gambling.
Yeah.
And gambling leads to addiction because there is an addiction to gambling. So
they're gonna lose a lot of money. Especially if they have limited judgment and impulse control.
Yes, they don't have the impulse control and they want to improve, they want more, they want better. So
that's exactly why it should be restricted to adult oriented games for adults who have that purchasing power.
Honestly, I don't think I would leave loot boxes. I don't think I would give them that loophole because I can imagine that going very, very badly, very quickly.
But even adults who doesn't want to have a better game and you have to pay for that. So it becomes an addiction. A person spends money on a non-essential thing because the person wants it better.
And this is a lot more money than arcade cabinets. Because these arcades, they have quarters. And the Facebook app microtransactions have pennies. Unless you're dumb enough to pay $100 for something on there, that is intangible.
The matter of the DLCs that are a way of having microtransactions.
Yeah, or you can go through the game as a
you release
reward.
the incomplete game. Yeah, you release the incomplete game, and instead of completing it, you sell the DLC. Yeah, shitty.
I guess they were probably doing that to save money because when this became a thing, there was it was like 10 years ago, and of course there was a huge economic downturn, so they just wanted to substitute costs when people
Well,
are
you
being
know
laid off
what?
from their jobs and don't really have had that.
You want my take on it? I'll be straight
Yeah.
up with you. My take on it was yes, okay, we had an economic downturn back in 2008. That's 10 years ago. If you're having a problem making your money back in your games, make your games cheaper. Don't spend so much money
Yeah, well,
making the games, and you
yeah,
can
well, you've been
still
using
make
it
a
for 10
huge
years ever since
profit
we recovered.
without.
If the
You can still make a huge profit
You're
without having to do things like loot boxes.
Yeah, they're
because
still stuck in that cycle.
Yeah.
if the games are cheaper, more people will buy them. So you win at the end of the day. You win.
No, I said,
If you put the price up there, less people will buy
Kitty,
them.
that's not what I said.
Yeah,
I said spend less money making them
yeah,
because they're not going to lower the price now that they've got a price. It's not going to happen.
uh-huh. No, a global economy can affect productions in many different industries, of course.
But again, why would you do the thing strictly for purposes of why would you spend 600 anywhere between 6 and 12 600 million and 1.2 billion dollars on a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, and those budgets aren't getting any smaller, okay? And then just to get to the point where to break even, you have to sell shark cards for the online portion. Why are you doing
Yeah,
this?
and these loot
Don't
boxes
spend that
cost
much.
more than the system itself. The game system itself. Some of them.
Okay, development costs for some games are outrageous. I mean, do you need 500 people to do one game? Can you can you take a little longer and do the same game with 100 people?
Well,
get the
it
right
doesn't
people.
always turn out like this. Sometimes it could be mismanagement or whatever goes on behind the scenes. Stuff like that.
Oh, I'm fully aware of that one, Marley. That's not the issue. The issue is if you actually pay attention to what you're spending and where, you're not gonna. You can keep budgets to a reason to at least a dull roar, or even a reasonable max if you want to go at it that way. If you're going to treat every developer like a goddamn rock star, the way say Ion Storm did. Anybody remember that?
Daigatana.
A pool table in every office. What's up with this? Indoor squash court. Gotta have it. People spending 3/4 of their day on the squash court or kicking balls around the table rather than coding the freaking game. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, or if they're too cheap to do other things, they can just have them do custodial work as punishment, like Konami does for the Pachinko department.
Oh, yeah. But then again, as we all know, it's hashtag fuck Konami.
Yeah, I feel that Konami is run by the Yakuza. That's just a personal opinion I have.
I would want evidence of a claim of that nature.
Yeah.
But I'm just for the record, there's lots of games that are made in reasonable budgets by people who have some idea what they're doing. For example, let's just pull a game out of thin air someplace. Oh, I don't know. Shin Megami Tensei 4. Okay, the game cost them about $75 to $100 million to make. Actually, it was probably quite a lot less. It was put out on the Nintendo on the 3DS, and because of the strength of the franchise and the fact that they didn't like bend that over a washer and rape it, they made money. They made lots of it. And they only needed like 30 or 35 people to code the whole thing. You know, between art assets, some of which have been reused from earlier games, all the way down to, well, what the hell ever else we want. I mean, really, it didn't take them it didn't take them a whole huge horde of people to make that particular game. The same thing holds true with another Atlas game. For almost any Atlas game. Personas 3, 4, and 5 together didn't spend that kind of money. Okay, if you took the budget for every Atlas made game, every Atlas developed game ever, in total, you wouldn't get half of a GTA 5. Think about this. Atlas's games are loved the world over. Okay, they have their own page of that one boss on TV Tropes, because some of the bosses.
That one boss on TV Tropes.
Yeah.
Which boss is it? The name of the trope or a particular boss?
No. It's that one boss is the name of the trope. Atlas has its own category all to itself. Seriously. There's a separate page for Atlas bosses. They are ubiquitous. You will find optional bosses in a lot of Atlas's games that if you don't know exactly what you're doing, they will wreck your shit. And even if you know exactly where you're going into, 90% of them, they'll still wreck your shit. Okay.
Your bosses.
You can't beat them, but damn, the chances of you doing that in any meaningful sense is pretty freaking thin.
Well, I call it super bosses, where it's impossible to win unless you max out your character or whatever.
Actually, believe it or not, I will give you a happy example, and this one from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, also known as Shin Megami Tensei 3. The final boss for the neutral ending is Kun Yahweh. That's right, I said Yahweh. And if you have managed to survive both of the previous bosses, Angel Gabriel and Lucifer and Satan himself, you go straight into a battle with Kun Yahweh, and if you're lucky, you might get a hit in before he whips out the full party nuke. Okay, the boss is beatable, but expect to spend several days trying. Oh, beating that game is almost as much luck as it is skill advancement, anything else. You can max your characters out. I've seen people cheat themselves. I've actually seen people go through there with a freaking Game Genie or the Pro Action Replay and make themselves almost impossible to kill and get wiped the fuck out by this thing. Okay, that one boss, and people keep coming back. They keep coming back. The Persona series. I mentioned 3, 4, and 5 earlier. They each have an optional boss.
That's typical of role-playing games.
Well, that's just it. The optional boss is usually good on the second playthrough and involves the assistant of Igor. Whoever Igor's assistant happens to be. Elizabeth, Margaret, and the twin wardens. Justine and Caroline.
You need them to be optional boss?
No, they are the optional boss. And if you don't go into it knowing exactly what sort of shit you're going for, you're dead. You will be dead. You have to have a strategy going in and hope that you can keep it together. Okay? Especially if you're doing it on anything other than easy mode. Okay?
Yeah,
Because in
the
nightmare mode,
Tales and Final Fantasy games are known for that.
yes, so are the Shin Megami Tensei games, including the Persona series.
Hmm.
Emerald Weapon. Remember Emerald Weapon?
Yeah, people would have to use a Game Shark for that, or a mod.
And to think, you start out and you get Emerald Weapon. The one that always got me was Ruby Weapon. I actually
Yeah.
managed to get Emerald
He's
Weapon
one powerful
one
son of a
time.
bitch.
What?
He's one powerful SOB.
Well, considering that he can just remove a character from combat, period, at will.
Yeah, Midgard Zolom does that too.
But at least, but that was the one thing that I can always say about Emerald Weapon. He wasn't completely unfair. He was just severely overpowered.
Yeah, that is exactly why I do. Most people would do the Chocobo breeding side quest instead of just cheating straight to it with Emerald Weapon. I wonder if things will change in the remake if they ever include it in there.
Well, I'm not. You know what? If the first three weapons don't show up, there will be riots. Square Enix's offices will burn down because I know there are people that are looking forward to those right now. They want that shit now.
Yeah, and judging by how it's still technically episodic, they may port it to the PC if the consoles are discontinued.
With you, I expect him to can the episodics. I really do. I expect him to can it.
What? You're breaking up.
So far has been absent so far.
Well, I don't expect. Honestly,
No,
honestly, I don't expect him to go forward with the episodic thing because from what it sounds like, they had to take a bunch of this. They had to take most of what they'd already done and dump it.
Well, that's because they got rid of CyberConnect because CyberConnect had no clue what they were doing.
Well, you expect okay, CyberConnect was good for exactly one thing. Okay, and that was .hack. That's it.
Yeah.
It was the only thing.
It's kind of good they got rid of him.
Well, actually, I'm going to be honest with you. Really, CyberConnect hasn't done that great a job, but still, the .hack games are not the ideal in terms of an MMO. But you can see where they were actually where they actually played an MMO at least once. That's pretty much what I
now I don't mind episodic games as long as they're good and are delivered in a timely manner. I mean, the original FF7 was on 3 separate discs because of how big it was.
Well, we have Blu-rays now, so it's not going to be. It may not be that bad.
I know.
Because you could actually stuff Final Fantasy VII on a DVD like 3 times. It's not bad.
I know. That's why when they came out with 10, it was on 1 disc because the DVD format could hold much more, even though the game was more linear.
Final Fantasy X was actually their first foray into pretty hallway, and that was what they were intending going forward after that. That was their entire intent, and that's why everybody got pissed off at 13, and actually
14
applauded
14 was 15. The big bomb.
What?
14 did not work.
13?
No, 14. 14, the MMO, did not work, the original one.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Believe it or not, I was one of those weird people.
It was too open, and it was easy to get lost.
Okay, Marley, you're not telling me anything new. I was one of those people that was sent a copy of the collector's edition of that first version of Final Fantasy XIV. Similarly, I was given a copy of A Realm Reborn when that came through. And in fact, to this day, I can go play a Realm Reborn for $10 a month anytime I want.
Oh, that was my experience, actually.
Yes, the original Final Fantasy XIV was broken as fuck.
They wanted to pull something new by releasing 2 numbered titles in the same calendar year. They need to take their time.
I was talking about Final Fantasy XIII that everybody's pissed off because Pretty Hallway. Okay.
I don't really mind the hallway part as long as it's not the entire game. I mean, they cut a lot of content from that.
What, from 13? They certainly
Yeah,
did.
they cut.
At the same time, this is where the flip side of that came in, and everybody just busted a nut over 15 because they could do something that wasn't walk down a corridor. They got back to a little bit more of the open world thing without actually going back to Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, which is why if a lot of people are trying to dismiss 13.2 and Lightning Returns as canon, basically, because they were not really needed. In fact, they really make the story even more confusing.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I think that was what they were trying for. I really think that's what they were doing.
Maybe we could get something different if they ever come out with a definitive edition.
Good luck with that. I doubt that's ever going to happen.
I was being sarcastic.
With that. Yeah. Well, we're actually getting Tales of Vesperia.
Yeah.
Coming up, a definitive edition of Tales of Vesperia. And the only thing I have to say to that is my PlayStation 2 copy can stop living in fear that I might want to play it, again. Because the last time I played Tales of Vesperia the first time, and that very disc spent almost 3 months in the freaking PlayStation 2 consistently.
And this was at the end of the PS2's life cycle.
Yeah, that was towards the end. I bought another PS2 so I could play that game some more. I have one of the old 60 gigabyte PS3 sitting right here.
Yeah, I had a 40 gig that I was trying to sell, but I couldn't because it had puppy teeth marks on it. When I had a puppy, he chewed on it because you know how puppies' teeth.
Oh.
Yeah, they like to chew on hard things. Now here's the fun part for you. I know the other reason you couldn't sell it. And that's because it was the 40 gig, which did not have the emotion engine hardware on board. The 60 gig does. No, it didn't. Not the 40s. The 40s were not backward compatible in any way. The 60 gigabyte editions had the full emotion engine hardware on the die, and then it was part of it for the 80 gigs. It was part of it, and then software emulation for the rest.
Yeah, software emulation. In fact, future PS3 models after 40 gig, like the Slim, were also not backwards compatible either.
Yes, I know. That's why I went out of my way to get a 60.
Because the PS2 running on that system didn't look too good. There's a lot of complaints on resolution.
Well, actually, the 60 gigs do it perfectly every time. And that's why I went out of my way to get one.
A price hike because this was during the format wars between Blu-ray and HD DVD.
HD DVD was going to lose to begin with. Microsoft didn't actually have the capacity or the ability at that point. They didn't have the customer base. They didn't have the manufacturing ability. None of that crap to be able to push HD DVD as hard as Sony could just lay Blu-ray out there and say,
in fact,
here.
That's what saved the PlayStation brand was Blu-ray.
Yeah, because it would still fit on because the game would still fit on one Blu-ray instead of instead of 3 or 4 or even 6 DVDs in a case.
Yeah,
And
and you
if
can
you
now
lost
stream it
any one of
digitally
those
through
discs,
Netflix.
you were screwed. You couldn't play it again ever. You know?
Yeah, and now Xbox had to release Blu-ray compatible 360s and Xbones.
See, by the time they actually got to designing the Xbone, Blu-ray was already the standard. And you want to
Of
know
course.
you want to know what it took, honestly, to put the final nail in the coffin for HD DVD? It was
What?
Blockbuster. Sony managed to convince
Mythbuster?
Blockbuster that it was not going that HD DVD was going no freaking where, and Blockbuster started all of its HD DVDs into Blu-rays where it could, and carried nothing but Blu-ray and DVD after that. And as a
Yeah, and
result,
Blockbuster
everybody.
killed Blockbuster was they refused to adopt a streaming service and specifically only sold physical copies, and that's what killed them.
No, but that was the final nail in the coffin for HD DVD. Back when a
I
streaming
know. I'm
service
talking about
wasn't
the
that
final nail in
quickly
the coffin
built.
for Blockbuster.
Well,
They
Blockbuster.
wouldn't adapt with the times.
See, Blockbuster. I don't. That Blockbuster brand itself is a different issue. But yeah,
Yes.
that's a whole thing. Anyway, it is now just about 17:30 on the left coast, which means
Well, it's
Bethesda's.
7:25 on the on Central Time Zone. I'm 2 hours ahead of you.
Yes, you are. And that means that Bethesda is in just over an hour. I should probably get to and make all the screaming people behind me their dinner so that I can
Okay.
so that I can record the rest of this in
Nice
peace.
talking with you,
No.
Lord Crocodile Squirrel, and hello, Kitty. Bye.
Bye.
All right. We'll catch you later, Marley. You know where to find me. All right, guys.
Okay.
I think I've actually managed to scare everybody out, and
Yes.
we are ourselves going to wander out. I should probably make dinner before Bethesda starts its show. So thank you guys very much for watching. All of you that did, all of you that were patient while I was completely silent during the first 15 minutes of the video. All of the both of our honored guests today, Marley Anama. Please go check out her channel. She has a different take on a lot of things than I do, and sometimes I agree with her opinions. Other times not so much. But I know she's been working on her channel the same way I have, and trying to get some more in. So go have a look. What's the worst that's going to happen? Okay. And thank you to Kitty for showing up when you got around to it. Draki wasn't going to be able to make this one because it was like really late, because it's really early where he is.
Oh, yeah.
1,500 hours here is like, what? Way after midnight, so.
Yeah.
And then have to sit there for another 2 hours on top of it, not so much. Okay, guys, there were no winners for the screenshot competition because we only actually got anything in from Jiba and Draki. Let's everybody get your shit in. I want to see what you guys are playing.
How many Fallout 4 screenshots will I submit? No. Not gonna happen.
Please be aware that once I find out how much Fallout 76 is going to run, I am going to pre-order that game. So I want to get at least a good chunk of the way there as quickly as humanly possible. So if you guys want to see Fallout 76, you guys are going to have to give me a paw, or 2, or 6, or something, as much as you can, guys. All right.
I did what I could today, so.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you didn't. And believe me, the amount in question at this point is going to help immensely getting something else entirely done. So, all right, between now and the next time we see you guys, be safe, be sane.
Oh, and let's make games fun again. See ya!
Squeeze ya.